Hi all, in this video I'm going to give the answers of the interview questions that I have discussed in the previous shot. So the first question was, if start method of your batch class returns 1000 records and the size of the scope is 99 while your execute method has a query within for loop, then will it throw 101 SQL error? So let's first of all go to the diagram that I have. So this is a start method, okay? This start method is almost returning you 1000 records, right? It's going to return you around 1000 records. Now if it's going to return to you and you are what you are doing going to do is you are keeping the scope size as 99. So out of this 1000 record, execute is just going to pick up 99 first. Okay, it's just going to pick up 99, and again that once it is executed the 99, then again it's going to go and pick up the next 99. Again it's going to go and pick up the next 99, basically dividing the overall 1000 records into the chunks of 99. Okay, so if I try to do the same, let's see what happens. Right now I have this apex class or a batch class which is going to return all the case with the status is equals to var name, that is nothing but new. Now if I run this query, it has around 529 records. Now if I'm going to keep, and along with that also in the execute method I have kept a query within the for loop. So it's going to pick up 99 records, it's going to loop over those 99 records, and then it's going to query 99 times as well. Again it's going to pick up the next 99 records, again it's going to query 99 times as well. Let's see whether it works or not. So right now I'm going to give the size as 99. Okay, so the size is 99. Let's click on execute. Let's see whether we get an error or not at all. So if you go through the log, okay, all I see is it has divided the overall task into number of parts, but there is no error at all. There is no error, and the reason for that is that because in synchronous apex the limit of SQL is 100. Okay, if you go beyond that you get 101, but batch class is an asynchronous apex and batch class has the size of 200 query per execute method. So you can go ahead and query 200 times within a single transaction in the case of batch classes. So the limit is 200 in the case of asynchronous, but in synchronous it's just 100. But let's say what if I give 199? So in that cases, first it's going to pick 199 records, okay, and then again it's going to pick 199. So second time it must fail, right? It must fail because the limit would have been exhausted, because it is 199 in the first transaction itself. The account has been, the query has been executed 199 times, and again then after that on add-on of that again 199 is going to get executed, and then I should get an error. Let's see in the second transaction, am I getting an error or not? So if you see right now over here, everything is success. Everything is success. Okay, I did not get any error at all, even though after providing 199 as the size. And the reason for is this is that execute first picks up the 199 records. Okay, and when it goes to pick up the next 199 record, the governor limits are completely resetted. If it is completely resetted, now the fresh governor limits are embedded, and in this case, you can go ahead and again have the limit of 200 SQL in the next transaction. Again, for the next execute, it will have the limit of 200 SQL. So the governor limits get resetted on every execution of the execute method. So keep this in mind. But what if I just break that execution, or I just break that particular limit in the first instance itself? So what do I do is I give 209 as the size of my batch. Now let's execute. Now you can see I'm getting too many SQL 201. See, this is what I'm getting, too many SQL 201. This is because in the first transaction itself, what has happened, it has found 209 records, and it's looping over those 209 records, and then query is also executing getting more than 200 times, and the limit is 200 in an asynchronous epic. That's where you get an error. Okay, but the most important thing is that in the execute method, every time the governor limits get resetted. So let's move on to the next question. Usually the scope of your batch class can be maximum 2000. But what if you want to increase the scope of your batch, right? So usually the way I provided the batch size right over here, if I was executing, while executing I was providing the size of the batch or the scope of the batch. Okay, maximum you can give this as 2000 if you are using database.query locator, but there can be times where you have to use more than 2000. What should we do in that case? So in that cases you can use database.iterator. In case of database.iterator, it has no limit at all. Okay, it has no upper limit at all. You can batch up to millions of records as per as your need. If you want more than 2000, of course you can do it. Okay, so you can use database.iterator in order to overcome this situation. Now let's move on to the next question. What happens if database.query locator returns no value at all? So let's check this out as well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a query where case number is not equal to null, which is not possible. Case number is a required field and gets auto populated. So I won't, oh sorry, equals to null. I won't get any records, right? So in that cases I'm going to do the same over here. So this means it's going to return no record at all, and let's see whether the execute method gets executed or not. Okay, open the execute universe window, and along with that what I'm going to do is I'm going to just give the size as 100 and let's execute it. Now if you see, batch apex got started, but it is done with execution. It went to directly to a finish method. It was inside the start method over here, but it did not go inside the execute method at all, because the size of the record was 0 already. There were no record at all. So in that cases, execute method does not get executed. So this was all about this interview questions. If you found this video helpful, I request you to please like this video and subscribe to my channel.